Never seen anything.
It's pretty hard to just walk away.
They're just going to be out of business.
2011 was an incredible year. We had hurricanes on the East Coast, we had severe drought in the south, we had rain and freeze in the west, and we had incredible flooding in the north.
We just had a lot of things coming at us all at one time, and really no chance to recover from one event to the next event.
In Texas alone, we had 100 consecutive days where the temperature exceeded 100 degrees.
And there is no green, there is no vegetation, there are no crops. It's a pretty desolate picture. And then to go over to an area that is completely underwater. When you look at the flooding, you were looking at not only crops that were gone, but houses underwater, equipment that you no longer could see, and basically people's whole lives being just turned upside down.
You know, just not a certain area, but whole states.
If we could have only included the Old Testament frogs and locusts, we would have had everything, because it was in fact a perfect storm.
So yeah, I mean, you didn't really think it was ever going to end.
In some cases, we couldn't even get to the fields to make the inspections that are required.
We'd come up to roads that are supposed to be there, and it's nothing but a river running across.
We had individuals that wasn't just not getting to their fields and not being able to plant them, they couldn't even get into their homes.
Joplin was probably one of the most devastating events that we have seen in some time.
In 25 years working for RCIS alone, we've never seen anything like this.
The need for adjusters was across the United States, trying to move people around to get them where we needed to be.
As we needed people everywhere all the time.
We had folks going from Texas all the way up to the Dakotas to help those folks out.
I visited a number of crisis response teams where we had 15 to 30 adjusters living out of a hotel for 2 to 3 to 4 weeks at a time.
The workload was very stressful for, I think, everybody.
There was a time in August, September where we were taking in over 3,000 up to 4,000 claims per day.
It was extremely stressful. Because you constantly, I have on one end, I have farmers calling me, what's going on? Where's my adjuster at? On the other end, I have adjusters that don't know which way to turn because they have so many claims to work.
All the adjusters in my area were putting in 65 to 70 hours a week, just trying to catch up.
So I'd leave at 6 o'clock in the morning and be back about 8, 9 o'clock at night.
There was a lot of anxiety. How are we going to handle something of this magnitude? There was a lot of frustration. We couldn't get there fast enough. And then I think it kind of, as the workload increased, and of course you had exhaustion, you had all kinds of things that folks were facing.
It was more physically demanding than anything else. I mean, you were fatigued. I mean, when you work 60, 70, or 80 hours, you're going to get tired.
I think our challenge in years like this is to kind of put ourselves in our insured shoes.
I've watched the hailstorms come in from my back window before, and you almost sit and cry, because here you're seeing this storm come through. You can watch the wall of hail coming towards you, and you know your crop's there, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's something you say, okay, am I going to be able to farm again? Am I going to be able to make the payments? Am I going to lose everything?
A lot of them, it was every single field they had that they weren't able to plant.
By the time Irene hit, most of the tobacco in our area was wiped out completely.
I had one particular grower I had done a pre-harvest inspection on. It was probably going to be the best crop he'd had in 5 years. On the 27th, when the hurricane came through, Irene hit us with anywhere from 8 to 20 inches of rain and then pushed the crop over with a 60 to 80 mile an hour wind. So he essentially went from the best crop to nothing.
So if you were that farmer and you've lost everything that you've worked for, you would want somebody on the insurance side to basically understand, this is not only important to me, this is everything to me.
Farmers within the area understood the huge devastation throughout the area, throughout the nation, but it still boiled down to one thing: them getting their check.
They don't care what your schedule's like. They want to know what you're going to do for them. And that's what being in the business of helping people is all about.
We're basically to not over dramatize it, I think we're the lifeline for a lot of those folks.
I think it's often underappreciated how much work and how much of a team effort it takes to pay even a single claim, let alone 200,000 claims. It takes work from our IT department, our IPS department, our accounting team, our servicing team, our underwriting team, everybody working together to get that claim paid.
To watch the cooperation here at the RSO office, to watch these folks band together day in, day out, long hours, long days, to basically take it upon themselves to kind of reach out to their fellow teammates and say, I'll help you with this. It may not be my responsibility, but today I'll help you. That was very encouraging for me. That kind of speaks to who we are as RCIS, and it gives you, as a manager and a leader, it gives you great confidence that if we're ever faced with this again, that our folks will step up to the challenge.
Our leadership was extremely supportive. I mean, they stepped up to the plate and made sure every adjuster had exactly what they needed to get the job done.
We're a pretty resilient company in the fact that we pretty much take care of anything that's been shot at us.
A person smarter than me told me one day that you learn more about a person as they go through adversity. I was told that we had a good bunch of folks, and the storm just reinforced that philosophy. I mean, it's amazing how much work they got done in that period of time after the storm.
It's something that we just jump out and do.
Everybody just rolled their sleeves up, they knew what had to be done, and they went out and got it done.
I think through a cooperative effort involving our claims loss team, our compliance team, our underwriting team, everybody came together and delivered in the end.
That's just what we do. You have to work hard to build your company up to make your company the top company in the nation.
As an agent, from what I have learned from this last year is how dependent I am on the adjusters. I am extremely dependent on them. I thank them for everything they do. I can't even express how appreciative I am.
I think if we learned something as RCIS this year, we learned that if we're ever faced with this situation again, that the ability to connect, to cooperate, and to communicate is paramount.
RCIS is a team. We all work together, whether it's Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, or wherever.
That's just what we do. We treat each other like family.
The only real difference between a lot of the companies that I see in the industry today is how dedicated the people are to their customers.
I'm just thankful for the people I work with and the team I got to work with while I was in those areas, and just a lot of good people.
I couldn't be more proud to be a part of that team. I couldn't be more proud to represent RCIS, because I think that people as our competitive advantage rings true in everything that we do.
I want to thank each and every one of you for the efforts that you put forth in 2011. The appreciation goes far beyond me. It comes from the company and the American farmer. Thank you.